high.
About that exactly. Oh, whoopsie. Thank you. Welcome everybody to the Renegade Realm podcast, episode 124. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate you. 124.
124. That's the release date of Elder Scrolls 6. That's crazy.
It is Elder Scrolls 6, January 24th, 2026.
2026.
Yeah, we got it.
Damn.
You heard it here first. Boom. We're so excited. And shout out to everyone here. Got at least 16 people here. Please hit the like button. Shout out to all the channel members and everyone in chat. Thank you guys so much for the support as always. Barry Donnellan says hello everyone. See, Gray Monad is here. Highlander Grim. See, BT Maverick. Arcane, what's up, bro? American Fury says what up, my people. True 77 who says I need a distraction. Thank you for allowing me to lurk in the background. I hope you're doing good, man. Hope whatever is ailing you at the moment, we can distract you from it. And I definitely feel you, which I'll talk about in just a second. Biff Rinaldi is here as well. Tegan, is this new music? It is, that I just discovered. I was like, this song is amazing. I found it on YouTube. Couldn't find it anywhere on Spotify. And then I found out it's made by the software called Soros or something. DeMarco quickly looked it up and said, that's AI. And I was like, fuck. Great. So I didn't know that. But anyway, so whatever. VT Maverick, Red Wolf was made by AI. I am. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Again, shout out to the channel members. Thank you guys so much for being here. And if you're new here and you just subscribed recently to the channel and you're wondering what the hell is this? Who are you? I'm Red Wolf, and this is DeMarco Dude, who also has a YouTube channel. Below me is Assassin, who is also a long panel member, first time panel member of the, what the hell's happening? We're a fucking gaming podcast. We talk about everything gaming, Xbox, PlayStation, PC. It doesn't matter what's going on. We go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We would appreciate it if you stuck around, hung out with us. You might not like me now, but you'll hate me later. But the only way you can find out is you stick around. So here's what I'll say. Just to get this out of the way, because True 77 was saying that he needs a distraction. We almost didn't have the show tonight. We got some very tragic news about one of our pets, literally about an hour before the show went live, and I had a bit of a breakdown, kind of got it all out of my system, found out one of our animals has a heart disease, and they're only 2 years old, and so I won't go into details about that, but it was just very shocking, and I just had a moment and took a deep breath, and I realized, I was like, you know what would be the worst thing? Is to not do the show, because the one thing that I look forward to every single week that always makes me feel better is doing the live show, seeing everyone in chat, laughing with everyone, and I was like, this would be the worst thing to do, is to not do the show and just go cry in my room. So I'm not going to do that. So I got it all out of my system, so I'm really happy to be here.
Then you feel bad about not doing it, and then you also feel bad.
It's a double,
general, and you're like, I didn't do it now, and it's just
it's a double decker shit sandwich.
Better after you do it.
The dichotomy of Red Wolf Renegade.
The dichotomy, exactly. This physiognomy of main menu screens. But anyway, Ion, what's up, man? Good to see you. He just put out a video about Silent Hill 2. Go check out his channel as well. We're gonna get Ion on closer to the release of Vampire the Masquerade, because I'm really excited about that. He's a longtime fan of that series as well. Appreciate it, BT Maverick. Yeah, they are family. They are family. They're people. You know, they're people. But yeah, I appreciate it. But hey, look, exciting news. This episode is different, and I'm really excited about it. It's literally just run by you guys in chat. So put your thoughts in there. Tell us what you've been playing, what you want us to talk about. Ask us anything. I'm not even going to put the Q&A in. Just chat, and we'll get to it. And, you know, throw in super chats, throw in regular chats, whatever. And we'll get to it because we're just going to hang out today. Because you know why? We're not going to talk about Xbox. I'm so sick of the negative news. I put out my thoughts. I did a video, and I got it all out there. Everyone's pissed about it. I'm pissed about it. And honestly, I'm just tired of all the negativity. So for this show, we're just going to hang out and talk about what we've been into. So remember, it's up to you guys. Put in your thoughts in chat. Let us know what's going on, your dreams, your hopes, your fears. What are you eating? What's your favorite foods? What's your favorite movies? What's your favorite games? All the positive things. Let us know, please. Thank you. And DeMarco, how are you, man?
Hello.
What have you been into?
I did something that I should have been doing. Like, I've been doing something that I probably should have been doing for much longer. But before the show, I had work. I didn't take a lunch until like the last hour of my workday, and then I was like, you know what? I have an hour left. I'm gonna take lunch, and I sat down. I love doing that anyway because it's like, all right, you take it, you have one more hour left, you go, you check to see if there's anything that came through in that time, and then you're like, well, shut the computer for the day, I'm all done.
Yeah.
You basically just, it's an excuse to end early. So I did that today. But I was playing Helldivers, and I'm in a phase. I know it's a phase. I'm in a Helldivers phase, and I'm having so much fun. I forgot how much fun that game is, and I know it's the same thing over and over. I get it. You know, I was hoping since I've played, they introduced the Illuminibs, which are basically just XCOM aliens coming at you, but you're doing it in third person real time, so it's really fun. And I hadn't played, and I was like, okay, they're gonna introduce some new objectives, and they didn't. They were like, oh, you know the hives that you take out and the bases that you take out from the other two? Yeah, we're doing that again, but this time it's spaceships. How do you blow them up? The exact same way.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Just rinse and repeat. Yeah. Yeah, so you had like a second wind with it. Like you had like a enough time away from it to come back with like a new pair of eyes and like, okay, now.
Yeah, but it wasn't new. Like there was nothing really new. The same things. They have the one difference is that the ships come in and they do these bombing runs, which is just the most cinematic moments when you're like diving out the way of them. But I really like it. It's the same thing. I know it's the same thing. I know I'll get bored of it eventually, but for at least right now, I'm having a ton of fun with it. I just wish there was, like, the massively disappointing thing to me about that game is I logged in and you need to grind the crap out of it to get the super credits.
Yeah.
And those are what unlock the battle passes, and you need 1,000 of them to get one single battle pass and one of the premium ones, or you pay $10. You get them so unbelievably slow. I think if you find them in the world, you get 10.
It's like 10 or 15.
Just find them out there. And you get 10, you're like, all right, great. I got 10 out of 1,000, right? And I haven't played in such a long time. There's no new weapons that I can get. There's 0 new weapons that I could get. So now, ultimately, I'm still using the same gun that I've been using since the game came out. And I have a couple others I could go and play around with, right? But it's really, really disappointing that they're locking everything behind those battle passes, because that's where all the weapons are. And then even then, you unlock the battle pass and you have to play the game and then pay your way through those battle passes, not with premium, but with in-game currency, in order to get to the weapons themselves, because you have to go page by page. So that's a massive disappointment, and that's honestly the biggest turnoff from the game for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to. It wasn't a free-to-play game, so a bit upsetting there. But before the show, so I was playing. I actually have some on me still. I was playing some Helldivers, and then I was like, all right, show's gonna start soon. Let me quit, turn off. I just finished around. Then I went out and I touched grass. I just laid in the grass, and I just set a timer for 10 minutes. I laid in the grass, I looked at the sky. It was wonderful. So if you are chronic gamers, and if you're here for a distraction because you got other stuff going on in your life, highly recommend. Just go outside, look up. I mean, it's dark out now, but maybe you live in a different time zone. It's still sunny out. So go enjoy the sun. Just look up at the sky. Set a timer on your phone for 10 minutes. Don't check it after that. Don't look. Don't like. Just look at the sky. Look at the birds. Feel the breeze. It was wonderful. So Other than that, Helldivers, and I have some moss came inside with me.
Oh, look at that.
Clipped to my shirt. So I brought the grass so I can continue to touch it.
Right,
I love
exactly. You just can't let it go. Once you touch it, you never go back.
I can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was really nice. But Helldivers, been really getting into that. And I actually just did, so I'll shut up after this, but I actually just did a new game preview, Shadow of the Road, which is an indie RPG. And it really is, it's like Wolfenstein, and I've been talking about this, that I got a preview, and it's not an exclusive preview or anything. It's not sponsored, nothing like that. Yeah. It's available. You can go publicly try it out for yourselves. But Owlcat made it a point to reach out to me. Their community management team made it a point to reach out and say, hey, this is up if you want to check it out. So I was like, all right, you know, and I'm still small. I don't get those opportunities. I don't get those things coming in. So I was like, definitely will. But it interests. I wouldn't have if it didn't. I get tons of like small indie games that reach out to me, and I'm not a big channel, but I get a lot of small indie games, and I go, no. This one is Baldur's Gate, the gameplay of Baldur's Gate mixed with XCOM, and then you throw in the theme of Wolfenstein, where you're playing in feudal Japan. But you have these robots and guys with flamethrowers coming out at you, and you have also a bit of magic as well, where there's sort of these creatures from folklore that are coming out, and you get to fight those, but also these, like, it's really, really cool. So if you like that aesthetic, I'm not a big, like, samurai or, you know, just, like, ninja type person. That theme doesn't really do much for me. I would much rather have sort of a pirate-themed game or just a high fantasy or a dark fantasy. But this setting in particular, when you have samurai versus robots, I go, and then also some magic going on, I go, all right, I'm into this. I like it. So it was a really cool game. I just put out my thoughts on it today. So that's on my channel. And then also, I have a Let's Play channel that's still there. So I uploaded the full gameplay of it on that secondary channel too, which was fun. So go check that out if you're interested. Thank you to Owlcat for reaching out to me about it, because I really enjoyed my time with it. It was good. It was very, very good. Definitely some kinks to work out, some bugs, some weird things in it too, but overall, really good.
Yeah, fantastic. And Owlcat. Owlcat. So they must have
published.
different branches.
It's by Another Angle Games. They're the developer.
That's what I was going to say.
It's published by Owlcat, and for those of you who don't know, Owlcat are the ones making the upcoming Expanse RPG.
Yeah, which looks
but they
so
published
good.
it.
Yeah, it looks so good. I'm so excited for that. Well, that's awesome, man. Yeah, like I said, I started watching a little bit of your video. I hyped it up. Just because I hope that the hype is working. I don't know how.
I think that's the way. I think that's the current like algorithm meta. Usually, just generally speaking, when YouTube introduces a new feature and they say, "Hey, we're doing this thing," like now you can hype videos. They usually over stimulate, so to speak, that new thing. So, for example, when they put out community posts, you could spam community posts, and then people who like don't even know you'd start showing up all the time for them.
Yeah.
And then they're like, shoot. And I think it was the Spiffing Brit who always does like, this game has no problems and is perfectly balanced videos. They're hysterical. Highly recommend. Spiffing Brit is amazing.
Okay.
But he did that for the YouTube algorithm. And he's like, yeah, you could just put out these community posts and then you could completely game the entire algorithm. And YouTube and Google subsequently tweaked it and fixed it. But I feel like hype is probably the same thing, where if you're hyping up creators' videos, it kind of sends that, like, there's liking a video, there's commenting on a video, there's watch time. If you watch the whole thing, I should be going the other way, right? In terms of like how much it impacts it. And now that they just put out hyping, there's hyping the video. And if you hype the video, YouTube is like, oh! Oh!
Yeah, well, it's like, whoa, that's a lot all at once. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's helping, but I've been doing it. You can do it.
I don't know. That's my guess.
Yeah.
That made me lightheaded. Hold on, I gotta stop.
Yeah, you gotta go lay down in grass for 10 minutes. Barry Donovan, thank you so much for the $2 or €2 super chat. I'm trying to get better about saying that correctly because I'm just like $2 American super chat. Thank you so much. Says I got an email today saying price change for new subs only. I guess for Game Pass. I saw that. I have no idea what's true or not. So basically what Barry is talking about is Euro. Thank you. Basically what Barry is saying is that the price hikes for Game Pass don't seem to be taking effect for everyone. It's either only the UK, or it's only in the US, or it's only here. It's like all these differing reports. Let's just say hypothetically that it is true. Basically what is happening, if it's true, is that Microsoft is grandfathering people into the new price and not charging $30, $10 extra. They're allowing the people that have had Game Pass Ultimate to keep a $20 subscription. But I've also seen people debunk this already, and so I don't know what the hell is true. We'll just have to wait until it's official, and then they come out and say it. And honestly, I don't give a shit, man. I'm so done with this. It's bad news.
Even
I
if
hate
you
it all.
can,
Like,
even
Par
if
for
you
the
can
course
keep
with
it,
Microsoft, you can never
even
know
if you
what's true or
can
not.
exactly.
keep your subscription at the same price, I would honestly, like, as much as it's stupid to say, this is 100% a situation where you are. I see people on Twitter that are like, "Oh, I'm still keeping my tier. Like, I'm gonna stay at the $15 a month one though." I really do think this is a situation, even if you can get grandfathered in, if there's some truth to that, to cancel it. Because this is the time to say, hey, Microsoft, like, no, we are going to vote with our wallets. We don't like the price hikes. You've done between the console, I know you don't want to talk about it too much, but between the console, the hardware, the Game Pass, multiple times this generation, this is the time to cancel it. And you think, oh well, if I can't, like, it's not a big deal. It is, because if everybody, it's the same when, like, Red, you say it all the time on your show. You're like, oh, like the stream. Don't wait for someone else to like it. Like, you like it, because that makes a difference. It's the same exact thing. And it's a much bigger battle. Mm-hmm. But if you just sit around and let everybody renew their Game Pass subscription, then yeah, of course it's going to be a losing battle. But if Microsoft starts to see, like, people won't, it's up to the individual. It really does.
Exactly, and that's a really good comparison, because I always say, like, right now we're all sitting here, we're listening to a show. Most of you are probably playing a game while listening to us, and then I say, everyone hit the like button. And the majority of people, your human brain says, someone's going to like it, so therefore it's taken care of. That's not how it works. If you don't do it, no one is doing it, because that is the consensus for the majority of people. Whenever there needs to be a group effort to make an actual change, the majority of people think there will be a large audience of people that will make that change, but it has to include you. You have to make the change as well to make a difference. So hit the like button is what I'm saying. but yeah, no, but yeah.
Also,
for real,
anytime there's a currency other than US dollars, I just call it didgeridoos.
There we go. Yeah, didgeridoos. I always forget Barry's from Ireland. He's Irish. I think him and Andrew Cullinane is also Irish.
It's his profile picture.
Oh, I thought that was French. I apologize. I'm so bad with colors and flags and stuff. Anyway,
are you colorblind?
I think I am. Shout out to Biff Rinaldi, who says that he was starting. Sorry, let me find it. Because I said I would keep up with chat, because you guys are the one running the show tonight. Yeah, BT Maverick said I just spent $3,000 on my cat's pet bill to make sure she'll be okay. Exactly. Pippin, our cat, he named after Pippin from Lord of the Rings, we're calling him the $1 million cat. I don't even want to say how much we spent on him just to keep him healthy, but it's worth it. It's worth it. They're people. Let's see. But Biff Rinaldi was saying that I interviewed for a big promotion at work a few days ago. Congratulations, man. That's stressful. You'll get it, man. That's awesome.
Good luck.
That is awesome. T-Gan says, I'm playing Visions of Mana right now. My job is on strike, working at a Canada post office. Nice. Okay, well, nice that you have a job, but suck that you have the strike
to
happening.
Go on strike.
Yeah. Fuzzy Tomato says, oh god, I missed it. They were asking, was it Fuzzy Tomato that asked, oh, are any of you guys planning on getting Final Fantasy Tactics remastered, or are you guys fake gamers?
I mean, I'm gonna get it.
There you go.
I got other things to play.
Final
Assassin
Fantasy
is
Tactics?
the only real gamer here. There you go, Fuzzy Tomato.
I was interested.
Since I'm the guy that actually buys physical and actually buys games.
Yep, same here, brother. Right here, brother.
Fair enough.
You like the
But
art
I don't care if
style?
you rent or.
I'm
I don't care if you rent or buy, but yeah. go
I'm
ahead.
interested in Final Fantasy Tactics actually quite a bit.
It's
Didn't you
right
say
up your
that
alley.
You didn't like how. You didn't
I don't
like
like-
how
I don't-
chibi they were.
I don't like the art style. I wish it was more just of a full pixel art. I would be more into that. But I there's a game on the PlayStation 2 that I played on the PlayStation 2 called Eternalize, and it was based on Final Fantasy Tactics, which I didn't know this. I played that game and I was like, oh, this is the original. Like this there's no other game like this. I mean, I was a baby.
Oh
at the
yeah,
time.
I remember you talking to me about that, and we looked it up, and it came after Tactics.
Yeah, it actually
You,
came
you
after
swore,
Tactics.
You swore that
but-
it came before.
I did, because that was all I knew.
Yeah.
And then I looked at Final Fantasy Tactics and I went, damn, this game's based on Eternalize. That's so cool. And I realized it's the opposite. So I absolutely would. I like I said, is the art style going to stop me from playing it? No, but I do think I imagine how good that would look if it was like Octopath Traveler style. That to me would be
Are you
amazing.
keeping an eye on anything from Square Enix's HD 2D team, DeMarco? Because they have a couple of good-looking pixel art games.
No, I haven't been following too closely.
Do
Admittedly,
you want me to send you a couple? Because I think you might actually like them.
Yeah, by all means, I'm currently right now on my slate is definitively, I mean, I'm locked into Helldivers, but I also started playing more Frontiers of Pandora because I never beat that game, and I really do love it a lot.
You and your Avatar obsession, Jesus
I
Christ.
do, and tomorrow is the last day to see Avatar 2 back in theaters on IMAX, and I really want to do that because I'm so excited to see, and they actually have it in 4D. Speaking of which, you guys talk, I gotta get tickets for that.
What the fuck?
There we go. Before I get into the other chats
Okay.
here, guys, thank you all so much for being here, and do please hit the like button. It would help out a lot. We almost have 30 people here. Be sure to share us out. I got a Twitter post on Twitter, if you can believe that.
Yes,
if you
please.
can repost that, help us get the show out. We're just hanging out today, and the show's all about you
please
guys.
help us get it to 100.
Yo,
Help us
Donnie
get it to 100
Gazada.
people in chat, because then Red will whip me if we don't.
Yeah, I am going to give Assassin a massive spanking if we do not get to 100 people tonight. So just so you know.
It
Shout out
ain't gonna
to
be a spanking. It's gonna be more like a black eye. But all right.
little black eye on your Yudani Kazada, thank you so much for the original, like from day one, he puts in the black square as the emote, and if you know what that means, then you have been here for forever, even before DeMarco, I think, because it was, I think we started a show and we were just talking away and having a fun time and realized no one's camera was working. So it was like all these black squares.
We were just black squares.
You were just like 4 black squares, and we were the black square gang. So shout out to
No,
shout
wait,
out to you,
no.
Donnie.
No, wait, Red. It was 3 black squares. Because remember, I don't remember what profile pic I had. I think it was just the normal like logo that you and your girlfriend made for me. I think all 3 of you. Like,
right.
You who should not be named in Sapio, you guys, all your cameras weren't working. And
Yeah.
I had my logo. So it was basically me and the 3 black squares.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
I was the head of the black square gang.
Donnie says that you you do it with what you could do. You said so you want him to do you so much you could do anything. Exactly.
What?
That's exactly what I
Yo,
was
Donnie,
thinking.
come on, man.
That's exactly what I was thinking. You took the words right out of my
I know that.
mouth.
I know that me. Come on, man.
Let's see. Sorry, let me catch up here. Turned off my Drake Williams. Thank you for being here, man. It says turned off my auto renew as soon as they announced the price hike. Yeah, there you go. Got to show them. Noise Mofo, you have to have auto renew enabled. Right. Yep. That's what I've been seeing. Let's see. Anyway, while we're waiting for chat to catch up, Assassin, what have you been into, man? What you been playing? Watching anything new lately, or read any new books?
I have not, but DeMarco's not the only one that jumped on Helldivers. All the three of us and the lovely Jonas, we all jumped into Helldivers, I think, a couple nights ago. And I said that I was going to bed, but of course I got summoned by my Siege squad. And for the first time in 3 months, I picked up my controller and I played Siege.
Nice.
I never knew that taking so long off of Siege would actually help me improve. I went positive every single round, every game, but for some reason we just kept losing. Because it was a team of 4, and each team you have to have 5. So we would always have a random that was reinforcing the wrong wall, always looking away from the enemy. It just sucked, man. But then I went to bed after that, and then 30 minutes later I get a text message from a certain arcane realm saying, "Hey, you still awake?" Motherfucker, I was about to go to sleep. And he says, like, "Ears?" I'm like, "Motherfucker." And now keep in mind, this is 11:30. And my girlfriend looks over and says, "Did you get summoned again?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yep.
He's like,
Yep.
"Go."
Duty
and
calls.
We played Gears until like, I think it was like 1:30 in the morning my time.
Nice.
And we kept getting stuck in the theater, man. Like, we kept dying to the fucking wretches, or he kept getting hit by the torque bows, and it was just crazy, man. It was just non-stop chaos. We just kept dying in that theater.
Getting hit by
We're
a torque
almost done
bow
with
is
it.
the best way to die, because it's like chink, you're like fuck, and then you just boom, you're like, you just know, it's just like chink, shit, ping. Yeah, it's so
It's just
good.
like, it was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Go
you just
again.
yeah, you just hear the chink, and you're like, well, it just boom.
Yeah.
I love it.
I picked up Ghost of Yote, and I did pre-order Battlefield 6. Because I am going to play that, and I am going to play that with some friends of mine. Considering that a certain someone in this panel said that we're too old to be playing those type of games. Excuse you, sir. But
Who
I'm
said
not.
that?
I think, didn't I say that?
I'll give you a hint, DeMarco. It wasn't you.
We're
I
too,
think it
Red
was
said
me.
we're too old to play Battlefield?
Red said we're too old to be playing games together.
Oh well, if I'm correct,
Don't try to weasel your way out of it.
Go ahead.
You
Say
said
what I
that
said.
we were all old. You
Yeah.
said we are too old to be playing games like Battlefield, where we're not good anymore, and we can't keep doing this anymore. I was like, dude, what are you talking about?
There he goes.
Me and DeMarco, we dominated in Battlefield. It's not our fault that he kept going through the valley of snipers. Dying to the
DeMarco
snipers.
just slid into the
Me and
abyss.
DeMarco, we just kept sliding between rocks and houses, and here you were. I'm here to help, God, and then shot in the head.
I was doing pretty good. No, I think if I remember what you're referencing, I think I was just talking about. Honestly, I don't remember, but if I were to touch on what I think you remember me saying, was that we're getting, like, I am personally, as I get older, not playing as much co-op and multiplayer games, like nearly
And yet
as
you
much.
want us to play with you.
Well, it's just like it's like a handful of games, like Payday.
So Battlefield, no, but Helldivers, yes? How does that make sense?
Well, I never asked to play Helldivers. I just
so
have
you're gonna blame DeMarco. Okay.
No, like I bought it so that way I can play with people if the opportunity arose, and it did. It rose. It was risen, and there I was.
Okay, Red.
But to
I
buy
get
a
it.
game, like I really want to get Battlefield 6, but again, like when I do get it, because I'm sure I won't have it at launch, but like when I do get it, I'll have it there that way. You know, if a bunch of friends are like, "Hey, we're gonna get on Battlefield," I'm like, "Oh, I have it." Yeah, like, but like, I'm not gonna go play it by myself, too much.
Yeah, Battlefield is not one of those games that you play by yourself.
Well, I would honestly say Call of Duty, for me personally, is not the kind of game. Sorry, let me take this back. I would play Battlefield 6. I play Battlefield games by myself more often than any other multiplayer game. Just because of the nature of the giant maps, like you could spend like about an hour in like the huge maps and just get like that full on experience and play like a match or two, and then like I'm done. But Call of Duty, personally, I can't just play that by myself. It is much more because you're just spawn die, and
Red,
it kind of gets old after a while.
I'm putting my hand on your shoulder here, brother. I'm putting my hand on your shoulder here, and I'm just gonna say,
I can feel it.
My brother,
it's cold.
My brother in Christ, you cannot play it by yourself because you're not addicted. Do not fall into that drug habit. Get some help.
Like the COD, yeah. Yeah.
Just like a certain someone we know.
Highlander Grimm says, downloading Deus Ex Mankind Divided for the first time on PS5. Oh my god, dude. I am so jealous.
Can you believe they're remastering the first game?
Yeah, from 2000. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Eidos and Aspire.
Yeah, I actually have the first game on PC, and I tried to set up controller support with the software that I use for games that don't have controller support, and I never got it to where it felt comfortable because it is a very, it's very heavy on like button prompts. Like it's meant for a keyboard. Like it's never been on console before, so it was very difficult for me to try to get that to work. So I never really got to enjoy it the way that it was meant to be played, just because I'm not good with keyboard and mouse. But I am really excited to play that. But yeah, Mankind Divided is great. Highlander Grimm, did you play the first one, Human Revolution? Curious. It's really good. I love those. And Elias FX is great. We have a question? Question?
We have a few questions. Starting with Yodani.
Yodani, does the panel believe in the Tim Dog curse? And then my baby girl woke up and duty called. Oh, that was a separate question. That's not even a question. Okay. The Tim Dog curse. Man, yeah, Tim Dog. I've talked to Tim Dog a couple times in party chat. He's just like anyone else. He's just a normal dude, but I think he loves the. I think everyone has like sort of like an elevated personality whenever they're online. And they love to do like the fun console war stuff, but I think some people take it a little too far and sort of clash with even your friends. And it's gaming. Tim Dog has done that for a long time. He's gotten healthier physically over the years, but then he's been doing like this sort of like lashing out stuff that I'm not sure what's going on, so I can't really speak on it. But I hope he's okay, man.
He's spearheading the anti-Paris Lily campaign for sure.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea what's going on, but I do hope that he's doing okay because I thought he was a really nice guy every time I talked to him. And
it's funny though, because like he was on Xbox for the longest time, and I think like 3 or 4 years ago he's like, "Nah, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to PlayStation." And that's when Sony started falling apart. And then 3 months ago he's like, "Nope, never mind. I'm going back to Xbox." And ever since then, price hikes, more price hikes, layoffs. Now this. I'm like, dude, I know it can't be a coincidence, man, that you come back after all this time.
It's just all cyclical. It's just all cyclical. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry to be the boring one in the conversation. Boring. I know, but
I'm only kidding. No.
The time that people start to realize, oh shit, like this platform is really kind of being sucky. And I don't like how poo-poo it's being about these things. People start migrating. And then, okay, see, everyone start going there. Oh, going there. And then PlayStation looks at that and goes, look at all these people. And then they start doing something, poo-poo. And then people go, oh, but Sony, you were the good one. Okay, I'm just going to go back over here. And then everyone goes, and then Microsoft's like, please come back. Please. Because they want to establish market dominance. People start going back.
Not anymore, they don't.
And then Microsoft goes, we did it? We did it? And then they just go back and forth.
In a second forth, exactly, yeah. I can just imagine.
Like, that's the reality of the situation. They're both trying to fight for market dominance.
Gray Monet, he needs to go to Nintendo now.
Yeah, I know,
yeah,
right?
please.
Why is
Go
no
to
one attacking
Nintendo.
Nintendo? Yeah, for their insane lawsuits. God, I want to
Exact-
get healthier physically. He says. Web Dave says, "What's up? Everyone, hit the like button. Thank you so much, Web Dave. Appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you being here. I've said it before, Web Dave. I want to get you on this show sometime if you're available this time during your time. I think we're both in Eastern. We're both in the country. I think you're like in Kentucky or something too, right? I don't know.
No, he's from Middle Earth.
Middle, or that makes more sense. That makes more sense.
Maverick has a
Donnie
question,
says, DeMarco, sorry to be an adult, but we live in a society, blah, blah. Perform true rotations at every 8,000 miles, change AC filters. Yeah, Fuzzy Tomato says, the fact that he was never, Tim Dog, that he never changed his name to Tim Dog, oh my god, to continue the joke, unreasonably annoys me. That is hilarious. Tim Dog, yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Or
God.
PlayStation Tim.
PlayStation. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
not bad. That's not bad.
No.
Anyway, Ion says that Neo Berlin will be the spiritual successor to Deus Ex, since we never got the third game in the series. I haven't heard of that, or maybe I have and I forgot what it's called. I'll have to look that up.
It's that futuristic detective first-person game. It came out last year during the summer, I think, and they already got a sequel coming.
Oh,
soon,
it's
think.
out. Is it on?
It reviewed pretty
PC?
well. I think so. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna have to write that down and look that up.
I can't keep up with every game, Red. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I know. I've honestly had to remove games from my like upcoming because I'm like, this whole like every gamer has a backlog, but like it's not gonna matter if like you give into the FOMO and buy something, you buy every single game the year that you want to play it. You're never gonna actually enjoy each game. You're just gonna own them. Everything's gonna pile up, and it's never gonna end. Like so, I've been like removing games from my like buy list, but I'll keep track of them by keeping them on a list of wanted games. But like you don't need to buy everything. True 77 says Nintendo. Nah, that doesn't look right. Nintendo. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's not. You can't do. BT. I don't think Neo Berlin is out yet. Okay.
I could be thinking of a different game.
Okay. Have you
It was like
guys
something 2037? But yeah.
So I asked this just like I bring up Stalker every single show. Bloodlines 2 comes out in 2 weeks from today. Really, really excited. I didn't talk about what I've been playing. I have been literally only playing Vampire the Masquerade 1 because I got my PC set up, and it's God, dude, oh my God. Like, it's one of the best RPGs that I've ever played. In like, do the graphics, are they old? Yeah. Is the combat great? Not really.
That's because you haven't played. That's because you haven't played Baldur's Gate 3.
I listen. I can't wait to get into that.
Or Divinity.
I have played
2.
that. I have played that. But I'm just saying, for its time, like, it's the voice acting, the characters, the whole dark fantasy that it's set in, like where it's this gritty, like just depressing, but also like stylized. Like it feels like a late 90s, early 2000s movie. Like even in terms like how like the music is, the tone, everything about it is so good. You just forget about how old it is. It's the same thing with KOTOR. Great voice acting, great quest, great characters. And then you're like, I forgot. This game is really, really old, but it is.
Do you forget how old that one is though? When you got the semi-turn-based combat going on.
I mean, I didn't mind that. Like
when you're sitting there with the lightsaber going two,
yeah,
it's like miss,
yeah.
two, miss, two, miss.
It is the same thing with that. Like you sort of just like once you get into combat in Vampire Masquerade, it is all manual combat. It's first person and third person, but you just sort of like once you get into like a quest and meet like a new character, and then you just sort of just forget. Like you just put all that the good outweighs all the bad, or the good outweighs the old, I guess. But I'm almost finished with it. I've got like over 30 hours in this one playthrough, and it really encourages multiple playthroughs because depending on what clan that you choose, changes all your powers, your appearance, your build. Like I'm running a build with a Tremere, which is essentially like the warlock of all the clans, but I made my dude very charismatic, like to the maximum. Like I'm maxed out my charisma, and I maxed out my strength and unarmed. So like I can just beat the shit out of everyone with my hands, and then like intimidate anyone with my talking, and it's so good, man. Like it allows you to role play so well. Like I don't know what it is about it. Like I just wish more games would take more risks the way that Vampire the Masquerade did in 2004. Now with RPG, it's so dark. It's just so dark. Oh, you switched everything. What did you do?
I fixed it so that way I can look this way and I could look. That's how it was before, so I could look at you again.
But no, because now we're not looking at each other.
Oh damn! I had to be on the other side. Oh shoot!
Yeah,
okay.
you had to be on the.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can go ahead and get over there.
I go back. I go back.
Ion Storm says I dropped a video for Neo Berlin. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I'll go check that out. I will go check that out. Absolutely, for sure. Fuzzy Tomato. Yodani. Yeah, Yodani says, are the Goo Goo Dolls on the soundtrack? No. And I don't. Wait, is Iris Goo Goo Dolls? Yeah.
Nope.
No.
No, they're not. But I think they have like an original soundtrack. Like a bunch of indies. There's a poster in the game in your apartment in Vampire the Masquerade 1 of Lacuna Coil. Like just a poster just like slapped above your bed, and I'm like, thank you. I love that. I love that they just anyway. Let's see.
I never played Vampire. I
Yeah.
tried watching Gopher Vids play it, but I kept getting bored.
Yeah,
But
it is
I
it
feel
is
like
RPG first. Like it's one of those
not a
games
watch
where
game, it's a
it's
play
not.
game.
It's exactly right. It is one of those games where you are talking 80% of the time and combat 20% of the time. It is very much, and it's set in the world of darkness. I mean, this is a D&D focused universe. It was always that way before it was ever, and I've said this before. Vampire the Masquerade, Hunter the Reckoning, Werewolf the Apocalypse, Magic. I almost want to say Magic the Gathering. It's Magic the something, and so on and so forth. It's all set in this dark fantasy world, but it's set in like the semi-modern day, so it's not like fantasy. It's sort of like the dark fantasy has like evolved over the course of our actual history. Like it's intertwined with actual history and stuff. It's really unique. But anyway, I've been playing that. I'm really excited for Bloodlines too. Let me see. RSJ fan, thank you for being here. Glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you all so much for being here. There's 30 people here. Please hit the like button, share us out. If you're new here, it's the Renegade Realm Podcast. We go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about all things gaming. This week, no topics. It's up to you guys. So go ahead and put your chats in there in the chat section, and we'll get to them because you're running the show tonight. So thank you guys so much for being here. Let's see. Fuzzy Tomato, is there any chance that the KOTOR remake is still happening? I thought it is. Yeah, like I think they had some issues with Saber.
On it in the chat.
Oh, did you see? Yeah, an Assassin, you said still in development at Saber Interactive. CEO commented it's going well and will show when ready. Yeah, because they had this big. I don't think it's going to be exclusive anymore, which is good for everyone. So they were having issues with Sony. With PlayStation,
Unless
and PlayStation,
Nintendo.
one of them, yeah, it's not gonna. That'd be so weird.
switch to exclusive.
That'd be so. And no, there's no world.
That would be like, what the fuck? Hey,
yeah.
hey.
Oh.
When they announced it, we didn't think it'd be PlayStation exclusive because it has a long history on Xbox. But hey, anything can happen nowadays.
Yeah, I think it's definitely still happening. I think that they had to sort of get through some legal stuff, which absolutely halted development for a good while. But it looks like they're back in the saddle, and they're going to keep going at it because that's going to be huge. And I saw some leaked images. I don't know if it's real. You never know if it's real anymore. But I saw there was a screenshot of like a workbench in the game of the KOTOR remake, and it looked real. I mean, it looked well, it wasn't concept art. It was like an in-game screenshot, but it was like a workbench, and it looked real. It looked like a Star Wars workbench, is what I'll say. I can't say like it looked like real. Like it looked like it was in the universe of Star Wars, but you never know. And then there was that image of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and everyone's like, it's real, and I'm like, it's 100% not real. And then Mag last night was like, that's real, and I'm like, I don't fucking know what's real anymore, man. I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyway, yes, Assassin.
Good question about KOTOR. When do you think we'll see it again?
2027.
It's been 4 years since it was announced.
It's been 4 years, but you have to keep in mind too that it's 4 years of troubled development,
I'm well
right?
aware,
So,
Marco. I'm just saying, people are still concerned about whether it's alive or not. So, when would be a good time to show it?
I mean, DeMarco was answering your question, you fucking asshole. He's saying, it's years of troubled development. Go ahead, DeMarco.
Yeah, but Saber's been working on it for a good year and a half.
It is. Look at DeMarco. Look how sad you made him, Assassin. Look at him. He's smacking his lips like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Whatever.
Okay.
Yep. Anyway, yeah, it's years of troubled development. So we would have seen it, like, I would say earlier this year, but now we're like a year and a half removed, right? Because developers.
Man,
it might be from the ground up, though, is what I was getting at. They might have completely and utterly restarted it from scratch. We don't know.
From what I understand, from what Bloomberg said, that they actually took the assets from Aspire and building upon that.
That's very vague. That does not, like, that workbench, that Red Star could have been them taking the assets.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
So,
be like, we have like a blaster, like a pistol blaster asset. It's like, well,
that
of course
we've already
we're not
modeled.
we're not going to redo that. We already have it. Why would we do that? Yeah, it's exactly right. Yeah. Locations and story and voice recording and the animations and all that kind of shit, that is still well in development. I believe it's still well in development.
Did Revan have a voice in the original KOTOR?
I don't want to talk about that. Because there's a ton of people that haven't played that, and I don't even want to get into that. No spoilers about KOTOR, please do not do that, because there will be tons of people.
Old, Red.
I don't give a fuck. You know what? Jesse Norris, Xbox era. You know what he did recently? I'm
only kidding, Red. I know.
No, he recently did something incredible, and I even commented and thanked him for this. He gave a spoiler warning. He's like, even though this game is super old, and I thanked him for it, and I said, dude, thank you so much for doing this. You never know. The game could be a 5-year-old movie, a 20-year-old game, movie, whatever. Sometimes people just don't get to it, so I really appreciate you giving the spoiler warning. And he said, I will be doing this henceforth from this point on, and I appreciated him for doing that. But it's the same thing with KOTOR. The KOTOR did come out, again, I believe in 2004, right when Vampire the Masquerade came out. And not a lot of people have played it still, simply because it's old. But again, it is one of those. It's one of those stories that if you know all the story beats, you only replay it just to get like different variations and to like have different conversations with different characters based on your choices. But as far as the main plot points, I don't want to get into that. But I am really curious as to how they're going to handle that. Because it is still under Disney, and KOTOR has always been much darker, which I love. So we'll see how they handle it. But I'm really excited. Let's see. Great Monad. Sorry, he's talking to Ion Storm. Red, did you know the original Vampire the Masquerade had the soundtrack on the CD? Oh, Lacuna Coil, that soundtrack was awesome. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Lacuna. That's what I was mentioning. Lacuna Coil on the poster in the bedroom. Yeah, I didn't know that. I love the soundtrack. Is so good in that game, man. And not just the music that's like in the clubs and in different basses and stuff like that, but just like the ambient music is so good. I just love it so much. It really reminds me of like the Blade movies and just like early 2000s movies in general where like the music's like wow, becka chicka becka bow wow, and it's like that whenever it's action, and then whenever it's really slowed down, it's like this soup. It's not synth wave. It's like this grungy, like I don't know how to describe it, man. It's the early's edgy emo synthwave, but not synthwave music. It's so good. I love it. Yeah.
I'm just thinking what you're getting in my head is like Tony Hawk underground music.
It might be like even like the Spider-Man, even like the original like Spider-Man 1 and 2 for original Xbox and PS2. And like during combat, it would have that like in the main menu actually. In the main menu of Spider-Man 1, because I just played that recently. It is that music. It's that like bam bam chicka bam bam bam. It's like it's made by the same dude in all these different games. I'm like, what is this? But it was just a product of its time.
Main theme movie game.
It's main menu theme music. If you can listen to it, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
You hear it?
Yep. This is because it was. I'm pretty sure it was the same. And like I think I forgot if I played Spider-Man or Spider-Man 2. I can't remember which one I have experience. I think it was this one actually. This. I gotta listen to the second theme and see if it's basically the same thing.
I wish we could play. I guess I could play it, but I would have to jump onto YouTube and try to pull it up. But DeMarco's agreeing with me, so he knows.
Nope, I played Spider-Man 1.
Yep. There and like your switches.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's how it is. In Vampire the Masquerade, it's like that, but it's more. It has more personality. It has more. It's the music is like a character of its own. So, and it's like much more toned
like the
down.
Freak wants to play.
Oh God, yeah, it's so good, man. I recently played and beat that game like a few months ago because I'm a psychopath. But yeah, it's I love old school soundtracks. They're nostalgic. Let's see. Yadani says absolutely. You do so, Yadani. You like put accents into text so well. I love that. Oh God. BT Maverick says I like the devs of the new Vampire game from Still Wakes the Deep, Chinese Room. Yeah, which is strange. I'm like, what branch was working on that? Because they must have pulled a smaller team to make that game happen. Still Wakes the Deep. And Ion Storm, shout out to him. He actually DM'd me today on Twitter and was like, dude, I'm so excited for this game because we're getting all these clan trailers that are coming out to advertise the versatility of the game. And there's all these amazing voice actors like Diana from Hitman games, and a couple other ones. There's a bunch of like big time voice actors in the game that I'm really happy to see. So they had a budget for that, which is great. So, but are you guys interested in this at all? Like, because it's one of those games like you do not need to play, and you guys know how I am. Typically, I would say, yeah, you need to play the first one in order to like understand this. You don't. You really just need to know. Yeah, you just need to know about the world of Vampire the Masquerade. Like, but then again, like you don't need to know, but it would help to like have some background to like understand the world and stuff. But as I try to fix my camera, please.
Am I interested? I feel like there was too much drama around it that I sort of lost interest, to be brutally honest, right? Because they had, and I'm not even talking about the recent drama with the clans will be part of DLC, but then they're not part of DLC. It sort of got me spooked. I feel, if I remember correctly, early on in the beginning, they said that there was some development trouble going on and that they had to kind of reboot how the game was going, and that made me very wary of it. Now, if Vampire the Masquerade comes out and it has 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, and it really is that good, then I would probably look at it and go, okay, sale game, maybe. Depends on what's coming out, because I just put out on Twitter, it was late at night, and I was like, man, I'm thinking about games, and I put out, my 10 most anticipated games that are upcoming. Some of them don't have release dates, but I put out 10 phenomenal games, and then I realized this morning or today that I had forgotten Judas and Clockwork Revolution. And that's not like Fable wasn't on there. I'm excited for Fable, but I just, I was like, all right, Fable has to get taken off the list because there's all these other games. So there's so many. And
Yeah.
it sort of puts it puts the games that you have, for me, it puts the games that you have passive interest in. It's like, okay, well, Vampire the Masquerade, if it was a slow year, I'd look at that and I'd go, hell yeah, but it's not. It hasn't been a slow year in 2025. It's not going to be a slow year in 2026, and it's probably not going to be a slow year in 2027.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about prioritizing, you were just saying, like, you don't have to have every game on the buy list.
Yep.
That's one, unfortunately, amongst all this other stuff going on. If that had come out in 2024, probably would have been perfect. Which I think it was originally supposed to, right? Or was it this year that it was supposed to?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, yep. It was supposed to come out like in March
delayed.
of last year or something like that.
And that would have been brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Found out some information about the Chinese Room, Red.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry. They are a UK-based studio. They have a team of 55 people. They were acquired by Sumo Digital in 2018. And then as of recently, back in July this year, management bought themselves out of Sumo Digital. They said they did it because they didn't want Sumo Digital to sell them off to another publisher or private equity firm, which was a smart move. So the Chinese Room is, as of now, independent, 55 employees, and Bloodlines 2 is their next main game. They have not talked about what they're working on afterwards. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I would hope
pretty
so.
small.
I would hope so because they do have post-release DLC content for Bloodlines 2. Go ahead, DeMarco.
Well, I was actually gonna say, I wonder, but it's not. I was gonna say, I wonder if they're gonna get a new Amnesia, because they worked on Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs, but frictional games.
Frictional games, yeah.
Did they it's theirs still, because I forgot Chinese Room did not do The Bunker, nor did they do Amnesia,
Hey, Red.
the pyramid themed one.
Okay.
Maverick is here to remind you about something.
Oh God, Plague's Tale Resonance. Oh man, next year. Yeah.
Team of Subba has been working pretty hard on that game, from what I hear.
I'm interested, but like after I saw like where like the setting, I'm like, well, we're not
It is a
building
prequel,
right. And that's sort of where I'm like, I am gonna get it, but like the reason that Plague's Tale 2 or Plague's Tale Requiem hit me in the nutsack so hard was because of what was built from the characters of 1 and just the whole story as a whole. Like it was like I said, it was like how I felt about I think I've said this before. Plague's Tale 2 was like my Last of Us. Like I love Last of Us 1, but I feel like I loved Plague Tale 2 more just because it resonated with me so much more. And oh my God, you talk about I don't even want to get into it. It hit me so hard. Like it's just incredible, and it's a big game. Like it doesn't feel like it outstays its welcome. It just builds and builds and builds, and you're playing as a character, Amicia, who you're like, she cannot take any more of this. Like you would feel with Ellie. You're like, Ellie cannot take any more of it, and somehow she does, and by the end she's broken, but she is like this character that you're like, man, we went through some shit to get, like, it's just like and who does those games? Like, so what I'm saying is that I'm excited for.
Microphone going out to Marco?
Mm-hmm.
Is my microphone
going
going
in and out for you?
No.
Okay. What I'm saying is, like, I'm excited to play it, but it's because we're going into the prequel that's going to, like, explain the lore of the world and stuff like that. So I hope that I can latch onto this new character as much as I did with Amicia and Hugo.
What's crazy is Asobo, I was just looking them up because I was like, what else have they done besides A Plague Tale?
Flight
Microsoft
Simulator.
Flight Sim.
Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
Well, what's insane is before that, right? Before that, it was like Disney games, Toy Story, Wall-E, Ratatouille, Garfield, The Mummy. Like, they were literally doing Monopoly Plus, Connect
Kids
Rush,
game. Yeah.
and then Young Conquer, and then they came out with Quantum Break, right? And then they had,
What?
Zoo Tycoon, The
What?
Crew 2. So now they're doing some really different things. They're Zoo Tycoon, okay, very different, right? The Crew 2, racing, very different. And then a Plague Tale, this hyper serious, gameplay-wise, completely out of left field what they have ever done in the past.
Really dark. Yeah.
And
Hold up,
and
DeMarco. You said Quantum Break?
they might have helped on it, maybe. They didn't.
I was about to say, because yeah, that was Remedy, but
Remedy.
Yeah,
They
maybe
helped.
were
So they helped.
support
They helped
studio.
on Quantum Break then. So it's just
Okay.
listed in their. It's listed in their games. So
Yeah, super
they-
dark,
they
super
had,
serious. Yeah.
and just gameplay wise, like formulaically, it was utterly different from anything they've ever done. And so their recent games have been Plague Tale, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Plague Tale, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Plague Tale.
Yeah,
Right.
you're right. You're right. That's wild. Yeah.
And and so I really want, like, when you have I think of Insomniac, and I'm upset that Insomniac is sort of like, okay, we're doing Spider-Man and maybe Ratchet and Clank, right? Because Insomniac, there's such a, it's like I see Insomniac sort of as the Obsidian of developers, right? In that league, in the sense that Obsidian comes out with something like Grounded, but then they're also doing the Outer Worlds and Pentiment, right? Yeah, they're doing all these different
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Same with Sobo. Like, they had all that different, and given the developers who worked on Ratatouille are not the ones that are working on Plague Tale. I mean, maybe some of them, right? But
Yeah.
it's been a long time since then. People come, people go. I would like to see that studio turn around and say, hey, we're actually going to do, here's this other thing that's very surprising, and it's not a Plague Tale, and it's not Microsoft Flight Simulator 2026.
How would you guys feel if they announced, like, hey, our next project is an RPG, even though they've never done one before?
I would want them to stay story driven. Still,
Yeah.
I think
What if it's a story-driven RPG, like Persona?
you
well, I mean,
lose.
What they do with Plague Tale, as far as the role-playing aspect of it, there are elements of upgrading, but a skill tree doesn't mean that it's an RPG. So I don't know. I'm with DeMarco. We have so many RPGs nowadays in games that say that they're RPGs, but again, they're just skill trees, and people are like, "That means it's an RPG." It's like, no, it doesn't.
I know it's not.
But I
It's
agree.
not an RPG.
They should play to their strengths. BT Maverick says, "I'm excited to see where they go. Plague Tale 2 was my game of the year over God of War Ragnarok. It was 1,000% my game of the year that year. Like,
But we
God,
have.
it was
I
so
know we
good.
have.
ugh.
I know we have Exodus and we have the Expanse. Both are like
Dawn
these.
Walker.
Both of these. Well, both of these are. I'm not saying RPG sense. I'm saying, in terms of like a Mass Effect style, right, game.
Ah, okay.
But assuming that those two games weren't coming to market, because I think you kind of got that. You're getting two big, expensive sci-fi RPGs in that style. I think if those didn't exist, I think it would be cool to see what Asobo would do with something such as that. In my opinion, right?
If they were given the budget and stuff.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Like that. Point being, it ties to the same point that experiment, because especially when it was what it was there was a studio recently that came out in the news, and oh my god, I can't remember the name of them. Very recently, a studio had come out and said, "Oh, was it Payday? I think it was Payday." And they said, "Yeah, we're not doing
Starbreeze?
anything." Yeah, maybe it might have been. They said, "Yeah, we're not doing anything other than that because it makes us a lot of money, so we're not just ever going to do anything else like for the foreseeable future." And I went, "Well, that kind of like you're going to go double down on making, I don't know exactly if it was Payday, but you're going to go double down on making Payday 2 battle passes
Sorry,
and
keep
crap,
talking.
like monetizing your DLC for your game even though you have the sequel out already." But you're not going to think about making anything new. And that to me is just the worst, absolute worst thing to see. And I don't want to see Asobo turn around and say, okay, well, we got to make another Plague Tale game because everyone loves Plague Tale. And that's interesting because there was an interview that came out from Kiwi Talks. He just interviewed a Bethesda developer who worked on Fallout 76, and he was saying how, and this does happen from time to time, but he was saying how he only wanted to keep working on Fallout 76, and it was interesting. He said, I was the last developer at Bethesda, Maryland, because most of it had shifted over to Austin at this point. It's like I was the only developer still in Maryland that was working on Fallout 76, and everybody else had moved on to Starfield at that point. And he said, I couldn't get enough. I wanted to stay there as long as they would humanly let me until they made me move off of it. So sometimes you do get that, right? They're just so excited about this universe and they want to keep diving in.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think the majority is that they want to try and they want to be able to stretch creatively because they can't get locked down into just one type of game. One other interesting thing, just real quick, while I remember from that interview too, which is really cool. I'll wait for Red to come back for this one, but yeah.
I mean, that's perfectly fair. I just hate that we're at a point in the gaming industry where it's just a big financial risk to do anything new. Like what happened, and I've said this before.
Yeah.
2 years ago, Tango Gameworks, they were known for just horror games with The Evil Within, The Evil Within 2, Ghostwire Tokyo. Even though that wasn't horror, it was still a spooky type of game. But then they come out with Hi-Fi Rush, and then everyone who played it absolutely loved it. Even though it was a shadow drop, it still came out and did numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, what was their reward? Getting shut down, almost dying, and then getting bought by Krafton. And then thankfully they got the IP, the Hi-Fi Rush IP as well. But like, I just hate that we're at a point where we reward creativity with getting shut down. Like, that does not inspire confidence at all. Not just within the studio, but to anyone outside the studio. Like, if you tell me that an indie studio who looked at that and goes, whatever we decide to make, if it turns out to be a hit, we run the risk of, if we do anything else, like, we could be in serious trouble. And I just hate that so much.
Which it is when you're messing. I mean, I know the budget for Hi-Fi Rush is lower, but when you're messing around with like $100 million budgets or more, right? You know, you
or
can't.
Look at Playground.
You can't mess around with that.
They've only ever done Forza Horizon. They've done 5 Forza games, and yet here they are. They're trying their hand at Fable, which I know Fable is a big AAA IP, but you get the point. They're trying something different from what they've always done. And if it comes out and it's not what people want, Jesus,
what is the concern? I'm sorry, I'm late to the conversation. What's the concern? Studios going from one IP to another? Or?
No, we were just. It's the studio. I was on the conversation of
creative. We were discussing how we hate how studios, when they try to be creative and they try to make something new, they get rewarded by being shut down or getting laid off. Which is why I find it very fulfilling when a studio like Kojima,
but that wasn't
did anything but Metal Gear. He went out and tried.
Marco, go ahead.
That wasn't the reason why like, and Fuzzy brought it up in chat, but that it wasn't that they had bad games. The games that they released did well commercially. They did fine, not amazing, but they did fine. The issue with Tango and why they really got shut down was because Microsoft didn't have. It wasn't because they made a great game, and Microsoft didn't have faith that Shinji Mikami was leaving. A lot of people at Tango had gone, and there was just a complete shakeup there. So yes, they had a success with Hi-Fi Rush, but Microsoft had looked at it and went, I don't know, like, I don't know, the leadership is not there, which again, it does suck given the timing of everything. But
they shut them down because they had nothing to offer for a few years. They were the farthest out.
Good.
Well, on top of like the person, like Shinji, they saw Shinji Mikami as the studio. I mean, that was literally like he's the father of survival horror for a reason, right? So when suddenly like a studio that has that name behind it loses it, then they say, okay, well, we're not. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying this is what happened. They went, I don't know so much about this one, especially when a lot of people left with Shinji from that studio. So that was the real thing behind it.
That's still a fucked up situation though, because like what, like, if Marty O'Donnell, if not Marty O'Donnell, if Hugo Martin left id Software, does that mean that they're just gonna shut down id Software? Like,
if you're talking 50%. If you're talking 50% of the team or more, like a big percentage of the team leaves with Hugo, then I would see cause for concern. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's the reality of what happened. I'm not. No, listen. I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing morally. The one thing I did want to say too was, Red. We were talking about. I was saying how this was in relation to, you know, to go back to bring it back to Asobo. I was saying that studios need to flex their creative wings. Kiwi Talks, which is a great channel, he interviewed a Fallout 76 developer who said, I just wanted to keep working on Fallout 76. He's like, I love that game. I did not want to move from it, which is rare. You don't see that often.
Yeah.
But just one little thing I wanted to bring up was during that same interview, he had said there's a lot of cool behind the scenes information in it, but the one thing I thought really stood out was he had mentioned when he got moved off of Fallout 76, he was the last developer working on it in the Maryland because most of it had gotten moved over to other studios. But he said most of the developers at Bethesda, when Fallout 76 was over, which, mind you, that's a while ago, right? Because Starfield was everything in between. But as Fallout 76 was wrapping up at Bethesda, he said, and this was really interesting, most developers were, quote, chomping at the bit to work on Elder Scrolls. And I thought that was incredibly exciting because obviously there's a lot of cause for concern surrounding Bethesda and what is in store for Elder Scrolls 6. But that level of enthusiasm to go back in that world, and then you compound that by having most of those developers working on Starfield.
Yeah.
And that to me is really, really cool to see just how much creative unleashing of sort. Like, if people thought Starfield was big because it was the first new IP in 25 years for Bethesda, I'm excited to see what Elder Scrolls 6 really is gonna be. I was feeling wavery, and then I heard that one statement and my excitement went up here. I'm not gonna lie, because it puts into perspective how big of a deal this game is. And I think a lot of folks who are saying Bethesda sucks, Bethesda's bad, Bethesda's greed, Bethesda's this, Bethesda's that, they underestimate how big Elder Scrolls is.
Right, and
they
you
really
know
do.
that those people, and I'm assuming like what you're getting at is like the people under Bethesda, whether it be the umbrella of 76 or, you know, otherwise, they're privy to information about what's going on other projects, so they know what's going on with Elder Scrolls 6, and they're probably really excited about what they're hearing, and they're like, hey, do you care if I just pop in next door and work on stuff over there for a little bit, because I'm hearing that they need an animator, and I really love what I'm doing with 76, but I would love to animate a Khajiit tail instead of a ghoul mouth or something.
Yeah, anyway,
right?
the moral of all of it is you gotta let developers have that creative freedom. That's
yeah,
what I'm
exactly.
getting at.
And I brought this up
You need
again,
to
and
have
I've
a way.
said this so many times. The testament is Guerrilla Games going from Killzone to Horizon. And what an incredible game that I've never played it, but I know that people love it to death. And then now we're seeing a very similar thing with a racing game studio with Playground going from Forza to to Fable, a third-person open-world fantasy RPG. And I think it lights a fire under creatives, like whenever they're gonna be able to do something different. Like as someone who I do videography and photography, so as someone who does tons of weddings all the flipping time, and does like headshots for businesses and surprise proposals and like anything that you can think of, like typical photography, videography kind of stuff. It's so exciting when like a new idea pops into your head and you're not just doing, par for the course, the thing that you're used to doing, that you've done it for so long now, you're just pressing a button and you're making the motions that you're so used. It's just muscle memory at that point. And I've talked about behind the scenes, you guys know I'm trying a new thing creatively. I'm really, really excited about it. It's kind of the same thing with iris photography. So it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, let me use my creative talents to do something new, because like it's actually exciting for me, and because I'm excited about it, I have like this fire lit under me, whether I be a developer or an artist or a whatever it might be in the creative space. I think it's really healthy for developers to be moved around rather than be like completely shuttered. And that's just the unfortunately, it's just how business works nowadays, which it shouldn't be. But I think it's really exciting. So I agree with you. I hope that they're taking these passionate people from other Bethesda teams and moving them around to keep everything exciting and fresh for them. Because we talked about this last week, but like Bethesda is one of those companies that you see people stay for so long, man. Like they stay for so long, and like they love what they do. And then when people are ready to move on, like again, Will Shen is the one. Like he was at Bethesda forever. He's like, I'm moving on because I'm excited about this. I'm going to take what I've learned here and apply it to somewhere else, because he's sort of got his fill.
They didn't like the changing in the internal structure. A lot.
Oh, was that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
It was when that kind of wave of people left. There was Will Shen, Nate Perkapile. There was
Sorry, Yodani.
Even Bruce Nesmith. Bruce Nesmith left. He was near retirement anyway. He was getting older, but he was like, "Yep, here's the opportunity out." Like maybe he would have stayed for one more game, but he was like, "Eh."
Yeah.
And that was all part of the Microsoft stepping in, and it changed things. It changes things. So.
Right. Yeah, Assassin. Well, I don't know how much you talked about that Assassin, but do you have any other thoughts on that? Studio developers changing creative positions and.
No, just hope you don't get fired for it.
Yeah, I know, right? That's the shit. That's the whole shit of the industry right now. God, so messed up. Brewhood, thank you so much. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. He says, anybody got any game recommendations? I'm uncertain what to play next. I just got done with Fallout 3, waiting for Outer Worlds 2. I mean, I guess it depends on what you like. I mean, I could recommend the greats: Stalker 2, Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl, Stalker Clear Sky, Stalker Call of Pripyat, Stalker Anomaly, Stalker Gamma. I can't think of any other Stalker games.
Stalker, shut the fuck up.
Stalker STFU. Yeah, that's another one. No, but seriously, if you like... I actually started playing DayZ again, and I turned on PvE mode because I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And it was like a really fun, chill experience if you just want to just survive and take out the occasional zombie, and it's kind of a chill game, but it's such a niche. It's such a, I don't know. It's a hard sell.
If you don't mind isometric and turn-based, check out Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 for sure.
Yeah, if you have PC.
If you want something a bit more modern, check out Wasteland 3.
Yes.
Also, like kind of that top-down, but that was by the people who made Fallout. They obviously couldn't make another Fallout game because it was bought by Bethesda, but they went out and made Wasteland, which is basically Fallout.
It is. It literally is.
So you can try those, and I would highly recommend giving them a shot at least. I always struggle to get into Fallout because of the way that those combat system works, but if you're like, hey, I see what's here, then Divinity 2. Again, isometric, but Divinity 2 is, in a lot of ways, I think, better than Baldur's Gate 3. But also, if you haven't already, Baldur's Gate 3, again, if you need something that feels more modern, because... The one thing I will say, going from Baldur's Gate 3 to Divinity 2, it was very jarring that the characters, when you're in dialogue, it's isometric, but when you're playing, even the dialogue, it doesn't change camera angles. It's still just sort of you're looking top down. So you don't see character facial expressions. You might see them move like this when you're looking at them, you know. So you might see them like move a little bit, but that's it. And then you just have the voice acting. So there's no versus obviously Baldur's Gate 3 has, you know, actual camera angles and you're looking and they're animated and they're moving and there's expressions, and it's a huge step up in that regard. But as far as gameplay and even to an extent story and even the choices in the game, Divinity, and I love the lore of Divinity too. That world, I think it's really cool because you basically just have like these magic Nazis coming in and saying like, nope, can't do that. Oh, you got this, we're locking you up, but they're not like, it's not as bad, obviously.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of really cool politics and really cool lore in that world, so I stand behind that firmly. Those would be my recommendations.
Yeah, as hardcore RPGs, yeah, for sure. Those are great. Assassin, what can you recommend that Brewhood plays next?
Well, he said that he's waiting for the Outer Worlds 2, and every game that you guys mentioned is pretty long, so I'm just gonna mention something short and something that I'm currently playing. I don't know if Brewhood is a fan of 2D side-scroller beat-em-ups at all, but if he is, I would recommend Shinobi. That game seems like it's a decent amount of time if you want to balance between Fallout 3 and the Outer Worlds 2, since they're both technically first/third person action RPGs. It might be good to like balance it with something outside of the genre. But I mean, unless he says specifically what genre of game that he wants to play, that's basically my recommendation. Just Shinobi, it's a pretty good, decent 20-hour ride. If that's what you're willing, if that's what you want to try. I think it's like only $30, 30, 40. Pretty good amount of time for a decent price. But other than that, yeah, if none of what we says suits your needs, maybe a small break before the Outer Worlds 2 wouldn't go amiss.
Honestly, check out like if you can and you have PC also, Fallout London.
Yeah.
You need Fallout 4. You need to have a copy of Fallout 4, but Fallout London is so amazing that they're releasing a DLC for it, and it's one of the coolest Fallout mods that have ever been made. Or New Vegas. Hop into New Vegas.
DeMarco, can you read Yodani's chat there?
And we're reverse duplexing a bear while having carnal knowledge.
Oh
No.
my.
So I wanted you to read it out loud, but it's fine.
He read ahead, and thank God.
I know. He's like, let me just not, because DeMarco does not want to get clipped. I'll get clipped. Is there a special camera angle where I can be seen reverse suplexing the bear while having carnal knowledge of his holes? There's a mod for that. And there he goes.
I've lost all faith in humanity.
Yeah, BT Maverick says, wishes Baldur's Gate 3 action was closer to Doom 4, but mixed with that kind of story. I don't like turn-based games. Doom 4? What do you mean? Maybe BT just means like more like manual combat rather than turn-based. I totally get that. Yeah, turn-based is it's an acquired taste. Like, I don't typically jump into turn-based games, but the ones that I have really latched onto have made the combat feel much more. It's like you almost forget that it's turn-based, like because of how it flows. Persona 5 was the first turn-based game that I was like, oh my god, this feels so good, because it's just like you hit it's just like Expedition 33 is the next one that I was going to bring up. As soon as you hit in both of those games, you hit attack, you're attacking, and then you hit your defense, boom, you're defending, but you hit it, boom, and it just goes and goes and goes and goes, and before you know it, the battle's over, and you're like, oh my god, you forget that it's turn-based. You know, it's so good. So there are some
Persona
games.
Persona 5, yeah, you have
Witcher
the
1.
pass.
The Witcher 1, yeah.
Fallout, if you're playing Fallout 3, it means you don't mind janky games, and if you don't mind janky games, then Witcher 1.
Yep.
Ooh.
Guys keep recommending him games he's not gonna finish before the Outer Worlds 2.
It's still a great game, and I would say because you were talking about KOTOR's combat, KOTOR, The Witcher 1's combat was like a step up from a more manual version of KOTOR combat in turn-based.
Yeah.
Like it was like a little bit like of a step up from that, but it still felt like you were a little bit more in control. But yeah, The Witcher 1 is still it's so, again, a game from 2004. No, it wasn't 2004. 2000.
Wasn't it 2007 or 2009?
I think you're right. I want to say 2005 or 2007. I think it was.
Maybe.
I think
Also,
it was because I
Maverick
remember
said
watching
Diablo
it on
4.
X-Play. Diablo 4.
2007, October.
Okay, there
so
you go.
Maverick 1's Baldur's Gate 3 to basically just be a button masher.
Speaking of, did you see that Andrzej Sapkowski recently came out? Andrzej Sapkowski, for those who don't know, he wrote
that.
wrote those books. He wrote
Yeah.
those books. And he came out and he was like, yeah, F the Witcher schools. It's the dumbest thing. Like my fantasy version of Hogwarts. He's like, I never wanted that. And
Yeah.
this guy has like, he has no care, even though his series is popular because of the games. I'm sorry, it's popular because of the games.
Yeah.
And this man has no sense of video games at all. Like anything outside of his books, he's like, whatever, it's making me money, bro. Like that's literally.
Yeah, he's just like, I do not care.
You look at pictures of him, and he's just this grumpy Polish man. Like he
He's
does
like-
not look happy.
He's just sitting there with his little glasses, and he's just like this frumpy
He
looking
doesn't
dude.
look like a happy dude, but he made a
Yeah.
fantastic man. And he came out and he's like, I hate the schools, and he's like, those video game guys just ran with it. Because
Dude,
apparently,
the
and I
video
didn't
game
know
guys.
this,
Yeah.
apparently he referenced the School of the Wolf only in the first book, and it was one line apparently. I
Yeah.
want to reread the series, so when I do, I'm gonna be like scrutinizing it if I ever get back to it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I also got
Did you get
this
the new one?
to finish,
Oh,
and
okay.
I got this to finish, and I got the second one of this is coming out soon. I'm never
Oh
getting
my
to any
God.
of this crap, and I also have all of these to finish.
God. Is that Brandon Sanderson? Or is that?
Yep.
Yep.
And just all there you go.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So
It's a lot. Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, so he made one reference to a School of the Blank, which was School of the Wolf, and then the game series took off with, okay, so we got School of the Bear, School of the Griffin, School of the Turtle, School of the Frog, School of the...
Viper.
And he hates that. Yeah, School of the Viper. Like, and apparently he hates that. And
and
honestly...
now with the
this
new one,
dude-
you have School of the Lynx. School of the
Yep,
Lynx is
School of
coming
the
next.
Lynx with Siri. Yeah, exactly. And it's like... and then this dude has been kicked around, selling his IP around, and just getting... And honestly... Let's be fair. We can talk about the Witcher TV show. DeMarco, did you see that new trailer for the Witcher
When he
season
fights the
4?
ghost? When Liam Hemsworth fights the ghost?
No, just while I'm talking, go watch it right now.
Is a new one?
It's new.
Are you talking about Timu Geralt?
I need you to mute.
Oh,
me.
8 hours ago. Oh yeah.
I need you to mute us and listen to it and just get up until the point where you can't handle it anymore. But there's a line that Geralt said. He's not Geralt. There's a line that Liam Hemsworth says, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude! What the fuck are we doing? All right, so
You mean
DeMarco.
John Geralt?
Yeah, so I think DeMarco has this muted. He's watching the trailer right now. It is so bad.
What did you say?
He says, so since DeMarco has this muted, there's a line where Liam Hemsworth Geralt's like, let's fucking do this. It's like this.
What the fuck?
And it's so bad. And it's like he loses his British accent and when he says it. And guys, I'm a huge Witcher fan. If anyone knows me, I am like the world's, I'm wearing the medallion. Like I am a massive fan. And I watched that trailer today and I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Everything about it was horrible.
Wait a second.
Oh man, I
Wait.
can't. Yeah.
So you're telling me that Liam Hemsworth, Geralt was trying to be Wolverine or something like that, and it came out wrong, or what the?
Liam
what?
Hemsworth, he just takes out a sword and he's like, "Let's fucking go," or "Let's fucking do this," and he just it sounds so bad. I'm just like, wow, what are we doing? It's like they were like, fuck it, the show's gonna end after the season, so let's fuck it, let's just say we're done and just be done with this and just do whatever the hell we want all the time. It's so bad. It's so bad. And like all like the characters that have been like we're building up to seeing all of these great characters, like Regis, like my favorite character from the books besides, you know, like the main cast, played by Lawrence Fishburne, who was an incredible actor.
Why does he say let's effing move and it sounds like he's
Dude, I literally did I not just bro, I'm so glad. That's literally
it sounds like he's like in Black Hawk Down or something.
Dude, Assassin, did I not just bring that up? That's exactly what I was talking about.
That was the exact line.
He's like, let's fucking move. And I'm like, oh, what
also,
the
why are they playing like the music sounded good in the beginning and now they're playing like this pop song or something? Like, what is this song in the background? Why do marketers get their hands on things and then they're like, well, let's put in this like TikTok trending song in here? That doesn't like...
So out of touch. It's so out of touch. And like whenever I saw Regis, Lawrence Fishburne,
like,
I was like, you know what?
Literally just go to CD Projekt Red and say, can we borrow your soundtrack for this? Yep. Like, can we just borrow one of your songs from The Witcher 3 and put it in here? Like, they have such good music in The Witcher.
So good.
And such a style you don't need. Gonna come up and fight the monsters. Da-da-da-da-do-da-da-da. Like, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like the freaking bad like the bad lip reading of Yoda when he's like, no, seagulls are eating my staff. Like whatever that, you know what I'm talking about?
I can be a backpack when you run.
Yeah, that's that. Like, I can be a backpack. Yep. Like that's literally what I feel like I'm listening to.
Yeah, exactly.
Ow. Jesus Christ.
It's a lot. Are you watching it too? Are you hurt as well, Assassin? Or we're just screaming?
It's just DeMarco did that a bit too loud.
Listen, when we're talking about The Witcher, Jesse James says, get her done. Thank you for being here, bro. Good to see you, man. This is just like the last hurrah of Lauren Hisrich being like, whatever, fuck it. I don't care. And it just sucks. It sucks because this is the biggest production that I feel like that we'll ever get of The Witcher ever. And we won't see another version for the next 20 years or something, so it's just sad.
I'm telling you, Red, anytime Henry Cavill leaves a project, his successor ends up being shit.
Okay, Liam, I get. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I just finished it, because I had to pause it, but like, God. So Liam looks good. He does. Like as. Obviously, Henry Cavill looks perfect, right? Like Henry Cavill. Obviously, Henry looks the best. Henry. he looks the best, but Liam looks good, and it actually opened up really cool because the opening he steps in, he draws his sword. And then he does sort of this pirouette spin to slash at a monster. Mm-hmm. And that actually looked... He gets like a slash, then he does a pirouette, and then he hits again. And that looks really cool because... Yeah, that looks really cool, actually. So the choreography... I'm trying to be fair. The choreography looked really good. And that it goes in line. When you read it from the books, it always describes the way that a Witcher fights as like a dance. It's a dance. And at least in that first scene, it really... I thought it captured that pretty well. So I was watching it and I went, okay, all right, like, seems good. Then you get like some Yennefer stuff, Vilgefortz. We have to build an army of our own. That's not any of the books ever.
None of that. Now, and then her fighting the queen with the sword. I'm like, what are you? Who are you? You're not even. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, and they have, it looks like, too, I see that they're riding up the boat in the river. Like, that's a huge thing in the books when they're going up the river in the boat.
Yep.
I don't remember the context of why they were, but that's, actually, no, that's before he gets caught between the armies. I remember that very well, actually.
I believe it's whenever he's heading towards the tower to fight Vilgefortz.
But that's when he meets Queen Maeve, isn't it?
I don't think that's when he meets her.
I know nothing about what they're talking about. Also,
there's
Henry Cavill.
There's Nilfgaard and there's Queen Maeve's army, and they meet, and then they're on the boat, but they get caught in between while they're on the boat.
Oh, that's right. And then Maeve
Isn't that
knights
what it is?
Geralt. Isn't that
Yeah,
when that
yeah.
happens?
So-
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, so they have that scene, but like Yennefer raising an army, that's insane. And so you already know that the writers are just going to do whatever the hell they want, right? Which is
Yeah.
what made Henry Cavill leave, and what's everything that those writers did that adhered to the books was good. Every time they tried to do their own thing, it was terrible, and I hated every thing. And I remember I was talking to my dad who was watching it, and he was like, this stuff was stupid, this stuff was nonsense, and everything he pointed out, I went, oh, that's funny that you bring that up, because that wasn't part of the books, and that wasn't part of the books, and the thing that you liked. So even someone who had never seen anything Witcher related besides that show called out all the things that they tried to make was garbage. And so I see that and I go, okay, that's like right at the forefront of your trailer is Yennefer going, we gotta go build an army. So you know half the show at least is gonna be crap right off the bat.
Yeah.
Then they start playing that. Then what happens too? Let's effing move.
Oh my God.
That
so
was
bad.
something that I guarantee you, Henry would have been there, and he would have said no. Geralt wouldn't say it this way, or he just wouldn't like. He would say that if he's trying to get like, he's trying to get Dandelion to get out the goddamn way.
That's
right?
that's what I'm saying. If there was like a sense of urgency where he's like, let's fucking go, like he's like aggravated to like actually bring out, I'm aggravated, let's fucking go. But Geralt would have said, let's go. That's literally all he would have said, and they would have been off to do whatever the fuck. Because Geralt,
yes, and Cavill, the delivery would have been, no discredit to Liam, because Liam's a very good actor.
yeah,
And this is a hard role to fill. But I feel as though that's a line that even if Henry had delivered it the same way, he would have looked at it and went, we got to change the line. Like he would have thought, he would have said, we got to change the line, or we gotta think about how this is used, or change the delivery. It's like something. He would have looked at that and said, something's not working here. Liam, he's not in a position to do that, and that's why they hired him too, right? Because and then the music kicks on and they're playing.
I can be your backpack when you run. So stupid.
Man, do you guys hate this new trailer?
It is so bad. And honestly, like, what I was going to say was, even after seeing Lawrence Fishburne as Regis, like, seeing him talk, I'm like, his whole mannerism and everything about Regis, I honestly, like, could see it, but, like, then he started talking, and I'm like, he's not the fucking character, man. Like, he's just not.
He doesn't
like,
have the look. He doesn't have the look. He doesn't have the sound. He doesn't have the delivery, and it's because the writers have never read the books.
Never played the game.
They went to ChatGPT and they said, give me a summary of what happens. Only give me the most important plot points. And they said, oh, okay, we got the plot points. Okay, write whatever you want. And there's a character Regis. We got to put Regis in. What's his personality like? ChatGPT, please tell me what his person. And
he's a vampire.
He's a vampire, and he's very serious. Okay, all right. Completely
He's a vampire
ignoring.
And he lives in the dark. Oh, okay.
all
So
the
we need
things.
to hire a beep person. Got it.
Well, yeah, and it's
all the
like,
things.
in Assassin, I don't know how much you've played of The Witcher 3 to like find Regis, but
I have not even left the first area read.
Yeah, like his character is nailed so perfectly that like when you finally hear him speak, even you're like, it's so Regis, dude. Like because he's very like matter of fact, but like he's like, because he's like so old and so intelligent, I guess he's very like what's the word? Help me think. He's not
wise?
Like he's not yeah, he's wise, but like he's not like sarcastic, but he's very like he could like insult you without you even knowing it, kind of thing, because of like how just on top of things he is. He's very like
And that's important for a character like him, because he's a vampire that's been around for, how old is Regis supposed to, like 400, like whatever nonsense. How old is Regis?
I mean, yeah, he is hundreds of years old, because whenever I don't go into like the whole lore in The Witcher 3 especially, but he's talked about like
I got it right.
Is it 400?
He's more than 400 years old.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, Red, how would you feel if CD Projekt Red announces for the next gen update? that they're redoing the character models and basing them on the show.
Oh god, like in Spider-Man? Oh my god. Remember when they did with Spider-Man? I loved the model for Spider-Man, and then they're like, let's make him look like Tom Holland. Yeah.
You just replay The Witcher 3, you get to Regis and you're like, whoa, why is Lawrence Fishburne in here? And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I remember people modding in Henry Cavill after the show came out. And to your point, DeMarco, the music in like the first season was actually really good. It was very Polish, like with the horns and the bagpipes and all that kind of stuff. It sounded pretty good a lot of the times. And then they were just like, F it.
When Elder Scrolls 6 comes out and they put like a trailer set to Seven Nation Army, I'm going to lose my freaking mind.
Oh, right. How do you think?
Stop it! Just
Just
stop!
stop it.
It's time to stop!
Yeah, and
The
this
first
is
fight
the
scene
last.
in the new season. The first fight scene in the new season is he's just fighting to It's All Right by Christopher Cross. Instead, it just does not fit at all.
How does that song go?
Listen, I'm not doing it. I couldn't do it justice, but it's a very good song, but I could see them doing that for the Witcher show, and it just would not fit. You'd have to listen to it, Red, to understand what I'm talking about.
Okay. I'm sure they would do like a slow motion Billie Eilish cover of something. That's what I'm waiting for. Dion 78.
I'm not gonna sing it.
Thank you for being
I'm
here,
not gonna
buddy.
sing it so you can get demonetized.
No, it's fine. Let's see. Henril Cavi. Florence Lishburn, Tegan says. Walgans Gogton as the ghoul. Yes, I love that. BT says the redo of Spider-Man looks closer to Mark Zuckerberg now. Yeah. God, man. I loved the model that they had in the original Spider-Man. It was I loved it. It was original. I believed it was Peter Parker.
For the PS4?
Yeah, for
Yes.
PS4.
I love the PS. I know they changed it to make it look more like does it make it look more like Tom? Well, they said it was to make it look more like Yuri Lowenthal, did they?
They
They
said
did not.
to make him look
Or
like
the
more of the
person who
voice
was-
actor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Yuri does not look like that.
Well, he's
Well,
also
they
like
needed to
50
make it
years
He
old,
looks like,
right?
he looks like Tom Holland. Yeah, he is, but come on.
Yeah.
I liked the original look for him because it was distinct.
Yeah.
It was
It
very
was unique.
It was very, and he seemed disproportionate, right? Which is a weird thing to say, but it almost made it more human. And also, I mean, the big issue is the age. I like that it seemed more fitting that he was a bit older in that
27, right?
in Insomniac's interpretation.
Isn't he like 27 in the
So-
game? He's been Spider-Man for like 6 years or something.
He became Spider-Man when he was 15. He's been doing it for 8 years, so he's 23.
23. Oh, okay. For some reason I was
Okay,
thinking.
so-
maybe that's what I was thinking. 8 years, 28, 27. Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah.
the new look, I guess, is more accurate to how a 23-year-old would look versus that.
Right.
Dude,
The
he
other
looks
one.
like an 18-year-old. What are you talking about?
You could look.
He looks
like,
18, not 23.
You could look young at 23. You look young.
Yeah, I liked his look.
But the other one, I always thought, like, without having known the exact dates of Insomniac Spider-Man, I always just thought the way that he acted and presented himself and talked and the way he handled, like, and also his voice, to be honest, I thought fit the other one better. But I always thought he was older. And so that look really worked for me.
How could his voice be different if it's the same voice actor?
You mean like it fits?
I thought Yuri's voice fit the old model better than it fits the new model.
yes, I agree.
But that part I'm willing to write off as it's just how I first saw the character. So I'm willing to write that part off as sort of, I'm looking at it with nostalgia lenses, right?
Yeah.
The rest of it.
I remember when they announced the new model for Peter, they showed off that trailer, and it showed the new model, and everyone was just like, dude, why did they make him look more like Tom Holland?
I just don't get
Was that
why
a
do it at
Sony
all.
thing, or-
It's just so weird. Like I still don't have like a clear answer other than them saying, "Yeah, we just made it look
They
more like
can
the."
say, they can say that, oh
It-
no, we wanted to make sure that he's better for the PS5 remaster. Was like, no, you just did it because he looked more like Tom Holland.
It might have been no. It might have
Peter
actually. I mean,
Parker.
listen, we don't know the details. It might have been a disagreement between the person who was the model and Insomniac and
Right.
PlayStation, right? It could
The
have
model
very
came out.
easily.
The
It
model
could have
came out and
very
he said, go ahead.
easily been. It could have very easily been that that guy wanted, like, he knew they were making Spider-Man 2, and either he or his agent stepped in and said, "You're going to use his likeness. We want more," and Insomniac was like, or Sony was like, "No."
Right.
So they said, "Okay, then you can't use his likeness at all." You know, maybe like a contract expired or something, and Sony said, or
Yeah.
realistically, they needed it for the next game, so they had to go back and do it. And they said, "Okay," and they got someone new.
Yeah, that's a good point.
we don't know.
That could very well have been the
Okay,
case.
let me tell you what happened, because the model did actually come out and say this. He
Oh.
said that Sony and Marvel and Insomniac did not contact him at all. He said
Oh.
that the recasting of the new model was a surprise for him. He wasn't exactly happy about it, but he supported the new model, Ben something,
Oh, okay.
and he wished him good luck. But no, he was not contacted by Sony, Marvel, or Insomniac at all.
Whatever. Let's see. Peter Puckerberg, BT Maverick says.
Oh my god. Chat
Fuzzy
with the
Tomato
names.
says that game made me realize that I never liked Peter Parker as a character. I heard that Spider-Man 2 made people feel like that, which I haven't played yet. I'm excited to play it.
I haven't either, but a lot of people hate it.
Yeah, they like hate it like big time, like the Mary Jane and stuff. Like, and like the direction with Venom and stuff. Like this is just like what I've heard, but I haven't heard specifics. I've just heard like overall character arcs that were just bad. Like Peter was just a bitch the whole time, and Mary Jane was like the abusive, controlling girlfriend. But I don't know. I
Okay,
haven't played it.
so let me clarify some of this. Is Spider-Man 2 a masterpiece comparable to the first game? No. Like, the first game is a 10 out of 10 for me. Spider-Man 2 is like an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Like, for me, what ruined it for me specifically was closer to the end of the game. I already did not like the MJ missions. I thought that they didn't really need to come back. Even more so when I played it. But the thing that ruined it for me was just how late they waited to introduce Venom into the story. And just the overall pacing for every single character was just... It was just off.
Look at this.
And the
Look
whole,
behind me.
And the whole
As soon
thing
as I
about
boot up my
Peter-
Xbox, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Look at this. I boot up my Xbox to fucking turn on music. Look what happens. See this, chat? I get a fucking ad whenever I boot up my Xbox. Isn't that great? Love it. Thanks, Xbox.
Yeah,
that
fuck
I
off,
love
Microsoft.
I love how their thing is like everyone loved quick resume, which I know you still get, right? They didn't take away that feature. But their whole thing was like, look how fast you can get into the game. Like, you can just boot it right up. You can boot it right up. And now it's like, well, now I can't do that anymore because now I got to get past your ad and then I got to get to the game. It's like they destroys their own selling point, quick resume of the console. I know that's not exactly the how quick resume works, right? You still got to...
No, I know. See, Steph, what's up, man? Hope you're doing good, buddy. Says PC better, no ads. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, and I just saw a deal actually. If you have the budget, I mean, given that consoles are gonna be going up to like 900 to $1,000 to buy a new console next gen, God knows, or like 800 to 1,000 or something like that. And also, I would be surprised if Microsoft didn't do another like Series S equivalent, because they know that prices are going up. So I would be surprised if they didn't do a more affordable entry point. However, I just saw a deal. You can get a 5080 with 16 gigabytes of RAM with a terabyte of storage, which isn't a lot, but you know, you could get by with it. And it was $2,000. And that's the most modern graphics card you can get. You know, the only one more powerful than it is a 5090 that currently exists. So you could play all of your games with uncompromised fidelity. Yeah, it's a lot more than a console. That is a lot more, but again, that's like the high end.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, and
It's
I
worth
think
the
you and I can
investment
both
to me.
agree, even a 5090, you don't need all that. I don't need 64 gigs of RAM, but I future-proof myself. You're fine with like a 3080 at this point in time with the majority of games. But I'm new. I'm new to all this.
PC gaming's very affordable. It's a lot more, especially with console prices going up. PC gaming is very affordable.
Yeah.
Doubt.
King Styles,
You
what's
say,
up, buddy?
but
Good to
have
see
you ever actually spent time looking into PC prices, Assassin? Or are you just saying doubt because of what people say on the internet?
If people are not going to pay $650 to $700 for a console, they're not going to go any higher for a PC.
But they do, and they will.
But they will because
no,
you're getting.
not everyone, Red.
But they do, and they will. People just went out and spent over $1,000 for the Steam Deck. How much was the Steam Deck? Like the big version of it.
1,000.
Right. And they bought it. Like, hey, look at that, a PC that I can afford, $1,000. Got it, done. And that's how they play their PC games. It's just the future is changing.
That's for a handheld where you have limited
That's a
battery
handheld
life.
for enthusiasts, Red.
Is it though?
Yes.
I would beg to
Name
differ.
me one person whose very first gaming console / handheld is the Steam Deck.
How many people are like? But you're that's a really weird argument.
Who?
No, Assassin,
has
that's a
only
really
bought-
that's a really
Stop.
weird argument to make because
It's
how
not.
many?
Stop.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Because how many people's first console is like, oh, I'm jumping into an Xbox Series X.
Okay,
Right.
it's $500 compared to $1,000.
No,
At
but
least
my
when it
my
launched
point
in
being
2020.
is like people's first console or whatever their parents buy. And whatever their parents buy often in this like is usually what they want to play on themselves a lot of the time. Like we're past the age, I would say my generation is the last one where people are like, I don't really get this video game stuff, but my kids get it. Like anyone who's getting
Yep.
their first console at this point, their parents probably have experience or play themselves video games on a regular basis or semi-regular, right? In which case the console that they're getting for their kids or the system that they're getting for their kids is probably one that they have experience with, meaning that they themselves are willing to invest more in hardware because they know they're getting some usage out of it. That being said, when it comes down to, hey, I can get like a PC or I can get $1,000 hand, right? It's not like I'm little Timmy going out and buying my first console and mommy and daddy don't know what a console is. Right? So
Right.
yeah,
So
they
like,
would
I want
spend
that
more
one
for
game.
hardware.
How do you get it, little Timmy? You get it from getting an Xbox or this PlayStation or whatever. And then they go, okay, done, sold. Yeah.
So people's first console, when you say like, oh, people's first console, how many people are their first console is going to get $1,000 handheld? No, probably nobody. Not a lot. But
no one's gonna
also,
get a Steam Deck as their first gaming device. No one.
No, but they will get a PC. Because again, it's the parents buying the components.
That's what I'm saying. A Steam Deck is an enthusiast product for people who already either own a console like an Xbox or a PC.
I think this conversation started when we're talking about moving from console to PC since the prices are going up. If the prices are already equivalent to a PC that's affordable and powerful enough to run modern games, if the next Xbox console, the next PlayStation console, whatever, the next Switch or whatever is near $1,000, a Steam Deck
It's not going to do well.
But Steam Deck says otherwise. The Xbox ROG Ally X says otherwise. Like that's my point. Like if people are willing to move to a more PC centric space where they can have the console experience while also being affordable, who's to say that the next Xbox console, the next PlayStation console are able to charge $800, $900 up to $1,000 for the base version versus like the Ultimate Edition, with bigger space and whatnot.
even then you say, okay, like when next gen, talking to next gen consoles, if right, Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5 or whatever, it's $500 versus spending $1,000 on a PC. To get a good PC, you spend $1,000, right? All right, that's a big difference. $500, I don't want to spend an extra $500. Okay. So I see people in chat who are saying, someone said that Fuzzy, the convenience of console outweighs until you spend at least $2,000. For some people, absolutely. Like, some people want plug and play, and that's always going to be the case.
And I'm with you
always
there.
Gonna be the case.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to argue with that, because you're right. But I do think that there's a lot of people who will look and say, well, the next gen consoles are $800, or I can get a PC for $1,000 to $1,200 in that range, and you get a good one for that price. And they'll say, I could do that. I will get better performance. I will have longevity, because the reality is, once you buy your PC, the next thing you're going to have to do, like 5 to 6 to 7 years later, is buy a new graphics card. You don't need everything else new. You just need that graphics card. So now to upgrade, you are spending like $500, $600, the price of a new console. So once you're already in that, all you need is to replace the parts. So that's a huge selling point that a lot of people dismiss. But okay, so I can spend an extra $200 to get better performance, to get more longevity, and to also get more like availability, because people are talking about decreasing competition. Guess what? On PC, you actually have a lot of competition. You have Epic Game Store, GOG, Steam. Like, you could buy individually from like the EA store. You could buy individually from the Ubisoft store. So there's a lot of competition, believe it or not, on PC. And on top of that, you'll get advantages of things like access to all the mods. You get access to better prices, because you also have a lot more CD retailer key sites if you want to do that. And hell, not saying you should do it, but yar har, you're really for it. The C's are calling me, mateys. So you also have that advantage too. For 200 extra bucks.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
Wow.
especially
C-Steph,
entry level. C-Steph, well, it depends on the games, because some gamers are more CPU and RAM intensive than GPU. Right, hence the entry level.
Yeah,
the entry level for PC is that is like the walled garden. Like, once you get in there, then you can upgrade, and it doesn't seem like as much, like DeMarco was saying. But to that point, if the entry level is the same cost as, it's $1,000 and you get everything, and everything's like manageable or whatnot, I think that is the selling point of things like a Steam Deck or ROG Ally or whatever, because it's easy. You pick it up and it has the plug and play features and whatnot. But God, you guys, like the hell that I went through just to make my PC plug and play. Like, I've done it, but it was a lot. But now that I'm there, and now I can just upgrade my PC as time goes on if I need to.
And I mean, realistically, you wanted it to work on the TV so you could have the console, right? Like, I don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind sitting at my desk. I really don't, because I actually enjoy the monitor and I have the refresh rates and the HDR and all that stuff, right? So
yeah.
Reality is, I built my own PC. I push my power button. I push my key to get in, right? My password. And then I double click the game that's right on my desktop.
Right.
Done.
And that's it.
And honestly, it's a
Exactly.
lot easier, because I don't have to go with a controller. I'm not saying this is a huge knockoff to consoles, like, oh, I never get a console again. But like, you go on console and you have to go to your thing, then you have to go to your games library, then you have to scroll through your menus, then you got to click it, right? And you have the limited storage, so, oh, I don't have all my games installed, so I got to uninstall this one to make room for that one. Instead of me just going, oh man, I'm out of storage space. I'll just buy a new hard drive and stick it in, right? I know you have expandable. I know you have expandable storage for consoles too, so that I get.
Yeah,
but
that's kind of mute.
So that,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, but I could just, if I'm really concerned about it, like right from the get-go, I could just build. But so that one's kind of a moot point. I get it. But on my desk, like I just have my desktop here, and all the things are right in front of me on my desktop. So as soon as I type in my password, like you want to talk about plug and play, power button, passcode, all of my games are right on my desktop, right, as shortcuts. So I don't have to scroll through menus. I don't have to do it. Like, just double click, good to go, done.
And that's how I have it set up now. Like, so whenever I turn on my PC, I pick up my keyboard, go into the game room, and then I pick up my controller and I scroll over with my controller. By the way, I use my right stick with, this isn't the controller that I use, this is just the base controller, but I can use my keyboard or my mouse with my right trigger, my right stick, and use my right trigger as my click. It's so cool. But everything that DeMarco
And even
said.
Steam has a big picture mode. Steam has a big picture mode that's designed to work more like a console.
Yep, and so I set up Steam now to where it launches in big picture mode, so it just boom, and it just looks like Windows. It's great. So, But it is Assassin. It is like
And
the
you
entry
can use
level.
both
That's like
hardwares.
F that. Like I'm not gonna the entry level is like I'm not getting into that. But then once you're there, and you're stuck there. And then welcome
Yeah,
to
but
the
Red,
PC.
but Red, the whole argument, if consoles are getting more expensive, just get a PC. If people are not gonna buy a more expensive console, they're not gonna buy a more expensive PC either. They
But
just
then
won't
you're
get
talking-
anything.
Yeah, but then you're talking about the people who don't really matter to the conversation as a whole, right?
That's exactly what
That's
I'm
like
talking about.
That's like saying, oh, yeah, but then it's like, then what's your point?
You think that John is gonna care? Like, oh well, I want to keep playing Call of Duty.
Fuck John.
Well, the next PlayStation and the Xbox, they're $1,000. Well, shit. Might as well go to PC then. It's only $200 more. Fuck that. John is not gonna get a $1,000 console or a $1,200 PC. He's just gonna say, screw it. I'll actually play football my damn self. Don't worry about getting the next console, guys. Don't even worry about getting a PC.
Okay, then what's your? I don't.
Or if anything, they'll just do exactly what the PS4 and Xbox One generation proved. They just won't upgrade. They won't go to PC. They won't upgrade to the PS6 or whatever next-gen Xbox comes out. They just won't do it.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. I see that it's a bit choppy. I apologize
confused.
for that.
I'm just confused because then that's just an obvious statement. That's like saying, oh well, I made a coffee shop, but tea drinkers aren't coming in it. Well, you don't sell tea, so it's like yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about what you sell, it's about the price, DeMarco.
Arcane says people are just going to be priced out. That's his
Exactly,
point.
that's the point.
Lots of people will stop playing because they've been priced out.
Out of consoles and PCs.
Well, I mean, and there is like a double side to that because we still know that the reason that a lot of upgrades for games have been held back because of the player base that is still massive on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. People still playing on those consoles, right? Because they are the ones that are priced out. They can't be bothered to buy another $600, $500, $600 console for Xbox Series X or S or the PS5 or the Pro. And then they look at the Steam Deck and like, absolutely not, right? But those people are going to still continue to play games because they're the casual people that just say, whatever. I play the games that I like, and if they're there, then they're there, and if they're not, I'm not going to even know about them if they're gone.
And I'll say the reality is for those people. The reality is for those people too. Like you have a high cost of entry to if you want to go in a PC, but once you're there, it's a lot more affordable. So if they wanted to stay in the hobby, right? Those people who are worried about getting priced out, if they wanted to stay in the hobby and they really were passionate about it, then migrating to PC would be the smartest move for them.
Like how Maverick says, but PCs are taking off, but my guy, the cost of living has gone up extramentally. Groceries, gas. Just because little Timmy wants to get a PC, just because his favorite Twitch streamer is on PC, it doesn't mean he's gonna get it.
Yeah.
Especially if the prices are gonna go up. Because of the tariffs, because of taxes, whatever the reason may be.
Yeah.
If PCs are taking off, then they chose the wrong time to take off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It's true. We've had a good talk. Good time. Good talk. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. It's been amazing. You all have been amazing. It was so good to see so many people in chat tonight. I don't know if that's just because more people have checked out the channel lately, or either way, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just really happy to see more people engaging, checking out the podcast, because YouTube does not like live streams at all. But I'm glad to see a bunch of people in here hanging out. John's a nice guy, Tegan says. He is a nice guy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, I really appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much for super chat from, was it Barry Donnellan? Yeah, thank you so much again for that. Thank you to all the channel members for supporting the channel each and every month. You can become a channel member by becoming a channel member. If you didn't know that, and it really helps the channel grow. You can get access to the Discord, which I'm trying to grow. Really want. I want to see the Discord just popping off. I want to see the Discord so active that like I just had to like mute it because I can't keep up with it. That's my dream. But I want people to want to be there. But
You'll
thank
need
you guys
a
so
million
much.
subs for that.
I'll need 1 million subs for that, right? How many subs does Reforge have? Like 69?
I have no idea, but I know that the Axeman, he has like over like about 2 million. His Discord is just
hell?
nonstop.
What the hell is happening right now? Yeah, PC gaming is great. My PC was like, F you, F your keyboard, F your mouse, F your camera.
Your PC was listening to me. It's like, let's prove Assassin right tonight.
That was so weird. Like, my mouse stopped working, my camera turned off, and then it turned back. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, whatever. Because literally you're... we're not going to get into that. But, yes, thank you guys so much for being here. DeMarco, where can people find you? You just came out with a video.
Check out on YouTube and Twitter. I just fell over trying to use my armrest. Link in the description below. I just made a video on Shadow of the Road. Not my usual type of stuff, but I would really, really appreciate it if you guys could go over, check it out. If you're into isometric RPGs like a Baldur's Gate, like an XCOM, it literally marries those two. Really cool game. I gave my impressions of it, so maybe you want to check it out too. You can check that out. I just posted it today. It's out today. And also, if you were interested in sort of a long show on my other channel, which there's a link in the description of my video that will take you to the whole playthrough of the game, my whole experience with the preview. So you can check that out too. Tons of content to watch. It's an hour and 20-ish minutes, I want to say, of stuff right there. So you got almost 2 hours of content between the impressions and the whole video itself.
And a weekly podcast?
Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
What day is it?
Thursday. Oh, maybe I got cut off. I did say Thursday.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yes. Fantastic. Thursdays, weekly podcast. If you want more, a double dose of D, as DeMarco would say, with that blue number, who just started streaming, like just now. So whenever the show ends, go check her channel out, please. Assassin, where are you? Who are you, and why are you?
Can't answer that last one. You can find me at Assassin52 on Twitter. Yeah, that's basically all I got. Also, DeMarco, congratulations on getting an interview with Ken Levine. Excited to see it.
Yeah. Yep. Great. I love it. Yeah. Love that so much. Yeah.
Is he confused?
Be sure to check out Assassin and check out his Ken Levine interview on Assassin's channel at assassin52.com.ggg. And that's where you can find him. Please give me a follow on Twitter. If you have Twitter, you can find my link in the description below. Follow me there. I don't do anything other than post pictures of what I'm playing. But either way, there you go. There's Holly's channel. So look, I'm going to pin this. Everyone go to Holly's channel right now because we're going to get out of here. So check out the chat, hit the link, go say hi, tell her where you came from, show some love, show support to the community. You guys rock. We'll see y'all next week. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.